into what you were doing.
Yeah, well, this is my speech for court. It's the closing argument in Jamie's custody case.
Well, maybe you ought to say a little louder next time.
No, it's just that I need to hear it in my head so that I know what I'm saying makes sense. You know, it's not like I need to hear my own voice. Yeah. That's not the important
look,
thing.
Look, I was just kidding. It was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be snapping at you like that. It's just I'm a nervous wreck over this whole thing, and I don't even...
Nervous wreck about what?
About the case, about Jamie losing Stephen. What do you think? What else could it be? I'm sorry. I did it again, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's been a bad day.
That's okay.
It's just that I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, usually I am thoroughly prepared, and this time I feel like there's something missing.
Stacey.
Something that I just haven't figured out.
Stacey.
And these cases are so unpredictable that
Why are you
anything can
doing this?
happen. Doing what? I'm just
Can't
trying
even look
to...
me in the eye.
Of course I can look you in the eye.
Yeah, well, maybe you just don't want to.
God, I am glad you're back.
Don't.
Darling, we're so relieved to see you. I was worried sick.
Yeah, that's what I came over here to see Dawn about, to find out if she talked to you.
Why didn't you tell us where you were?
I decided to keep it a secret. That's the Love Women's trademark, isn't it?
I'm glad you're home.
It's important that I be here now, Jake.
What do you mean?
Donna, could you please give us some time alone?
Yes, of course, whatever you want.
Sure. Why don't we go home and we can talk there, all right?
No.
We're going to have privacy right here. I'm going to go out anyway. I was just going to pop over to the Coreys to visit with...
Stephen? You can say his name now, Donna. I've come to terms with what Stephen represents. Actually, I've come to terms with a lot of things.
Right, well, I'll go then. But I want to talk to you when I get back.
Oh, I'll be here.
I've missed you terribly.
Look different.
Do I?
I mean, you look beautiful, but different. I like it. It's just different.
The changes go further than this, Jake.
Well, I hope they don't go too far because I love you just the way you are.
I've done a lot of thinking since I've been away. And I've made a lot of important decisions about my life. I think it's time you know what they are.
You're back.
What are you doing back here, Catherine?
I wanted to pick up where we left off.
Left off?
You did say something about later.
Catherine, I am your employer. And these are working hours.
I'd never stopped you before. How did the quest for the Red Swan go?
How do you know I went to see Rachel Corey?
Lucky guess. Mission accomplished?
She's not selling.
You're kidding.
Do I look like I'm kidding?
I just can't believe you were taking no for an answer. You never have in the past.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Catherine, what is that supposed to mean?
There have been several art thefts since you came to Bay City, Lucas.
I'm getting damn tired of your innuendos and your presumptions.
Mean anything.
You think this is way of securing your position?
Hey, I was only joking.
It's not funny, not near funny.
I'm sorry, Lucas, really.
Not interested in your apologies. I want you out of here, gone.
All right.
Permanently.
What?
You're fired. What are you doing here?
A disaster.
With a capital D.
I handled Ross Gordon.
Did you?
You are the one that's always telling me to pick my battles.
That's right.
Not to be fighting Iris at every turn. Well,
We're not talking about Iris.
Ross Gordon voted her in.
Because he's a member of the board, which means his responsibility to this company is to make sure that it turns a profit.
Of course.
Not to be involved in the editorial process.
I never promised him.
Well, you made him think that he was involved.
All right, since you know so much, what would you have done?
I guess I would have turned to him, I'd looked him right in his eye and said, Ross Gordon, why don't you take a flying leap?
Sorry, that isn't my style.
It's not a question of style, Amanda. It's a question of who's in control. Excuse me.
So you're saying that I didn't show him that I was in control, is that it?
Flying leap?
And suppose he would have turned around and said the exact same thing to me.
Well, then you go to the chairman of the board who just happens to be your mother.
Or he could take it to the president of the company that just happens to be Iris.
You can't back down, Amanda. He was way out of line and you let him get away with it.
I don't think that I did.
We're talking about big business here. And when there's big business, there's dirty business, which means there's somebody just waiting to take you downtown.
Oh, I know that. Iris taught me.
Well, then you gotta fight for what you got or you're gonna lose it.
I do fight. I fight in my own way.
I don't think Ross Gordon got that, Amanda.
Why are you saying this?
Because it's true. I don't think you got what it takes to win.
You know, sometimes you can be so infuriating.
Why? Because I speak the truth?
Evan, take a flying leap.
What?
You see? I can fight if I want.
That's more like it.
You set me up, didn't you?
Big time.
Wham!
No.
No what?
I do want to look at you.
Well, that's good, because I really want to look at you.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Hey, instead of us being sorry, why don't we talk about it?
This case is really getting to me, that's all. I just hate it. Here I am representing Jamie in a custody battle. I was a mother. I know what it would be like for her to lose her only baby.
But that's not up to you, is it?
Yes, it is. There is something that I can do that almost will certainly guarantee that we'll win the case, and it's a lousy trick.
And this is your call, whether you do it or not?
It's pictures. I could have an investigator take pictures of her. And they would be what you would call compromising pictures. Look, attorneys do this kind of thing all the time. Please don't think badly of me.
Stacy, I could never think badly of you.
It's playing dirty is what it is. But there's a lot at stake here, and I'm protesting too much, obviously.
It's your job. You'll do what you have to do.
And I will. Jamie has to win this case.
You two were real close.
Yeah, years ago.
Before Mark.
Years ago. It was a long time ago.
You don't want to talk about it.
No, I can talk about anything with you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you feel that.
Well, can you talk about anything with me?
Stacy.
Okay, all right. You don't have to answer that question.
Well, why wouldn't I want to answer it?
You see, that is the difference between you and me. You don't back down from things. You take risks.
What, and you don't? 12th century?
Carved in jade for the Sultan. And stolen from his palace by Richard the Lionheart. No less. That's according to legend.
And it's in Lucas's collection.
I've heard rumors.
It must be worth...
A fortune.
It doesn't make sense.
What doesn't?
You've been describing the most incredible pieces to me.
Well, only as they've been described to me. I've never seen them.
And Lucas owns them.
Well, he's certainly not renting them.
A collection of this magnitude.
But it's only hearsay. I've never met anyone who's actually seen them firsthand.
Yeah, but all this talk must have some basis in fact.
If half of it's true, it's a world-class collection.
A kid from Gould Street.
What?
Well, in less than 10 years or so, Lucas has put together this fantastic collection.
Right.
And the price of art has shot up dramatically in the past few years.
Well, that's why I'm in the business.
And Lucas's resources are quite considerable.
He ain't poor.
But the supply is not limitless.
What are you getting at?
Even if money were no object, the pieces that he's collected don't crop up every day.
Hardly.
It takes time for them to show up in the market.
Yes.
And yet, Lucas put this stuff together as if he had ordered it from a catalog.
If you keep your ears open.
No. It's more than that.
What more?
You tell me. Caroline, I think there's something that you don't want to talk about.
I know nothing about Lucas specifically, but I do know something about the art world.
Yes?
There's one side, impeccable museum acquisitions, well-publicized auctions, everything legit.
Talk to me about the other side.
Unpublicized acquisitions.
Unpublicized. In other words, the collectors simply acquire pieces of art with no questions asked.
Cash gets you silence.
Just so I know that we're on the same track, we're talking stolen art here.
Art that appears from nowhere, with an invented history. And the buyers know the score, and they don't care.
You seem to be very acquainted with the ins and outs.
Well, don't jump to any conclusions.
Wouldn't dream of it.
All I know is for secondhand from other dealers.
The ones who don't care how legitimate their acquisitions are?
Most of us are on the up and up.
I know that.
And so are most of the collectors.
Of course.
I've never dealt in stolen art myself. All I know is just what I've heard and what I've read.
And you've heard that Lucas has had dealings in stolen artworks?
No.
But you think it. You have a feeling?
It wouldn't surprise me.
No.
No.
Wait. You were just leaving, weren't you, Catherine?
You.
Goodbye.
Came at a really bad time, huh?
Now, what are you doing here?
Well, I came to bring you this.
What is it?
An updated report on my search for your daughter.
This is an update?
That's right.
There's nothing new here.
That's why I made a decision. I quit.